Hello and welcome to the Flagstaff County Podcast. I'm your host, Cary Castagna, Communications Coordinator for Flagstaff County. Joining me today is my dentist, Dr. Leanne Ball of Ball Family Dental in Killam. Welcome, Dr. Ball, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
You're listening to the official podcast of Flagstaff County. Well, I just have to ask, as my dentist, what do you think of my teeth?
I think you have a beautiful and very contagious smile.
Oh, well, that's nice. Because I actually brushed and flossed right before you got here. It's just a habit of always brushing.
Whenever you see your dentist, gotta
brush and
floss
like right before you see them. So, I do also keep a toothbrush.
Oh, very good. Wow. Right in your desk.
Top drawer.
A plus.
Because, I don't go home for lunch, so, I always brush them here. So.
Good for you.
I'm just trying to score some brownie points.
Yeah, well, there you go. You got them.
Yeah. Now, I know you're a little bit concerned about my veneers, though.
Well, I can't say anything, Cary. It would
you don't
violate patient privacy laws.
Oh, you don't want to say anything too negative, eh? No, well, it's all good. Like, just speaking of my veneers, it kind of brings up one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my life. As you know, or you probably know, I decided it would be a good idea when I was around 11 or 12. I thought it would be a good idea to dive into the shallow end of a swimming pool.
No.
And so I dove and slammed my two front teeth into the bottom of the pool, lost a good portion of both teeth.
Ouch.
And ended up drinking through a straw until I later got them fixed. But I just think it could have been a lot worse, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
Kids do stupid things all the time.
Yeah, this is a warning to kids out there. Don't dive into the shallow end of a swimming pool.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's not worth it.
Luckily, it was your teeth and not like your neck, right? Or your
head.
head.
Yeah, my spine or something. Yeah.
No kidding.
But anyway, enough about me. I just thought I'd let you know the whole story behind my veneers. But now, can you share a little bit about your journey to becoming a dentist? I mean, did you dream of being a dentist as a little girl?
So my mom was a dental hygienist, and so I kind of grew up in a dental office, and I actually never wanted to be in the dental profession. I went and shadowed her when I was a kid, and it was so boring. I was like, I know what I'm never doing, and that's going to be working as a dental hygienist or like in the dental field, right?
Really?
And it is kind of boring to watch. It's kind of like watching a painter paint. Like the painter is enjoying it, having a good experience, but it is a little bit boring to watch sometimes. But that was also hygiene, which is a little bit different than dentistry. You have a bit more variety with dentistry, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of came down to I was thinking veterinary, like I wanted to be a vet. And I was thinking that I wanted to do that. Or, dentistry. My boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, was very much like, you should do dentistry. And my dad was also kind of, they were both kind of saying, you know what, dentistry is easier. It like makes more money, whether or not that's true. But, and now I'm glad that I made that choice because I do think that maybe being a vet would be harder here and maybe not working in such nice conditions. But I think that's a great career choice too. But I think dentistry, I'm very well suited to because I really enjoy improving things. I really like to, take something that maybe is a little bit of a mess and just really clean it up and make it look nicer and just like, perfect things. I'm a perfectionist, right? And so I really enjoy taking something and making it beautiful or making it healthier, or just like restoring it to its original form or something better. Yeah.
All right. So it worked out for the better then. So, speaking of that, then what inspired you to start Ball Family Dental in Killam?
So I made my decision to become a dentist in grade 12.
Okay.
And so anyways, I was dating my husband at the time. Then I went through, undergrad. I went through, dental school and everything. And pretty much from the time that I decided to be a dentist, and I would come out to Killam because, that's where my boyfriend was from, my husband now. Yeah. And I would go and volunteer at Twice Nice, like that little secondhand shop, which I still love. It's like one of my favorite places to buy clothes from. I haven't been there in a while though, just always busy. Anyways, so we would go and volunteer there, and I'm like, why, so I started kind of looking at, okay, where am I going to work when I'm done dental school? And I thought, why isn't there a dentist in Killam? Killam is like one of the nicest small towns in Alberta, in my opinion. There's a lot in these little small towns, and so anyways, I said, well, I'm going to build a dental practice. This was probably when I was like in grade 12 or maybe first year of undergrad. And I said, it's going to be right beside Twice Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And it's ironic because, through our journey and everything, I graduated dental school. I was an associate. And then after that, I worked in Camrose for like a year and a half. And we were kind of like working on building the practice and acquiring land. And we bought some land along the service road, kind of close to Subway and Killam. Kind of along the highway, and that's where we thought we were going to build our practice, but so many turns of events happened, and we ended up buying it was Tanya Piche, her hair salon. We ended up buying that like right across from the pharmacy, which is like right across, just kind of kitty corner to where I thought way back when I was in high school that I was going to open my practice. So
yeah, that's
kind of cool
location,
how things worked out. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about living and working in the Flagstaff County region?
I find Flagstaff County is it's a very happening place. There's just like a lot going on. There's like an indoor playground, for crying out loud. That's always my thing. I'm like, hey, when we're in Edmonton, we have to drive across the city to go find an indoor playground. It's like we have an indoor playground in Killam, which is insane. And my kids love it. I can take them there and I can get work done. I can sit on my laptop and work while they're enjoying themselves.
We're fortunate to have that.
Yeah, there's like
a swimming pool even too.
Sedgwick Lake, the swimming pool. There's so much going on, and I think a lot of people just kind of look past some of these small towns and these rural communities. There's like, there's nothing out there. I mean, now we have Stella's, the coffee shop, and we have the Wooden Spoon. There's so much out here, and it's just such a vibrant. There's so much vibrance, and even you doing the podcast, and Flagstaff County has so many programs for businesses. It's just like a vibrant community, and I love it, and it's home, and everybody, you're not just like such a small fish in a big pond, like, in the cities, it's kind of like you don't really know anybody, and, but I just love the fact that you can be in the grocery store, you run into friends, you chat, and, you see people just standing around in the grocery store kind of having these like conversations with each other. So it's a really neat place.
Now, speaking of that, what brought you to the Flagstaff region? I think I know the answer to that, but obviously you're not from around here, right? Or not.
I grew up south of Holden. I grew up in Beaver County.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So not too far away.
Not far. Yeah, and I mean, also when I was a kid trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I was like, maybe I'll be a farmer because I grew up on a cattle farm and cattle and hay, and I ended up marrying a grain farmer. So that's what brought me out here is the 5th generation farm. He's not going to move off the farm. So obviously, I'm coming out here, which was a really good move. And I really enjoy it and I love it out here. So,
yeah. Where did you guys meet then?
Actually our parents were friends for a long time.
Wow.
My mom and his mom went to school together. And I think they even went houseboating when we were both kids and left us behind. And but we didn't really know each other very well because we didn't grow up in the same area. But we just kind of started when I was in grade 12. We started talking and
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then we got together. Huh. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you also play the violin, or is it the fiddle? Is there a difference?
I think it's the style. It's the way that you play it.
Music,
so
right?
Violin is a little bit more classical and like proper, and fiddle is kind of more honky tonk.
Okay.
Kind of you think of like Orange Blossom Special and stuff like that.
So you play the violin?
Well, I dabble in both.
Oh, okay.
Violin is how I grew up playing. I learned like Suzuki method, kind of classical more, but fiddle is kind of fun, and I went to some fiddle camps and stuff when I was a kid. So,
well, do you call yourself a violinist or a fiddler?
Probably a violin player. I play the violin, but you could call it fiddle too.
Okay.
I feel cooler when you say fiddle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can call you a fiddler then.
Sure. Yeah.
So how did you get into that, and do you find parallels between practicing music and dentistry?
So I started playing violin when I was 8, and I think my mom signed me up for lessons, and I was like, what? I wasn't serious that I wanted it, but anyway, so like, and I started playing and I really loved it. Again, the parallels, I would say, you're taking an instrument which has basically raw potential and you're turning it into something that has value and has worth for people, and you can play music and you know, people enjoy it. Kind of the same with, you know, when you're taking someone's teeth and, you know, like maybe you're correcting their smile, maybe it's a kid that needs Invisalign or orthodontics, and you're taking that raw potential and turning it into something beautiful that has value and people can enjoy it. There's also a certain amount of hand-eye coordination that goes into both, and so I think that that's helpful. You know, with the violin, it's a difficult instrument to start learning. Just because, you know, anybody who's ever had to listen to someone learning how to play violin knows how awful it is for the first year with the screeching and, you know, scratching. But you know, I do think that the hand-eye coordination kind of comes into both dentistry and violin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I was going to say it's kind of a precision required in both, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to move on to kind of dentistry and innovation. What advancements or innovations in dentistry excite you the most, and how do you incorporate them into your practice? Because I know you're always trying to stay on the cusp of, you know, what's the latest, greatest stuff. So, yeah, can you talk a little bit about that?
So when I was in dental school, I would say the U of A was pretty, you know, keeping up to date with the newest technology, you know, digital charting, digital x-rays. And I find sometimes, especially some of the rural practices, don't necessarily keep up with all of that, and that's okay. So, you know, I've had kind of both. I've had, you know, the U of A, which had like CBCT, like 3D x-rays, and they didn't have scanning and everything yet. So, you know, there were some things that I wasn't exposed to there, but, you know, it was kind of middle of the road in terms of technology. And then, you know, practicing rural dentistry, you know, it was still still good and everything, but just maybe not quite as technologically advanced as maybe what my training was at the U of A. And then I practiced in another practice that was very like, you know, scanning and like digital, you know, x-rays and digital charting, and like had laser therapy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the technology is amazing.
And really, I just find it's fun for us, you know, and that's kind of the biggest thing, is that we just find it fun. And it's so cool when you can take someone and show them, hey, like, you need a crown done. Well, instead of, you know, taking and, you know, preparing your tooth and putting you in this kind of crappy temporary that comes off 3 times between now and your next appointment, you have to be in here a bunch of times, then you have to take time off of work twice, saying, hey, listen, we have this machine where you come for an appointment and you have the whole thing done in one shot, and then you don't have to come back again, you know, until your next exam, your next hygiene. So that is kind of cool for patients too. And I think it just keeps getting better and better. And, you know, as time goes on, we're going to see more and more advancements, more and more technology changes, and it's just going to get better and nicer for patients and funner for dental professionals.
Yeah. So obviously you're known for continuously striving to improve dental services. Can you give us a sneak peek into any new technologies or techniques that you're exploring right now, or anything coming up?
We have so many things. So the one that we have in our office right now, but we haven't taken training on it yet, is the wand. So it's called the STA system. And basically it's anesthesia that is supposed to be near painless. So yeah, we still have to get trained on that. We had demos of it in our office, and we had the freezing with the wand, and none of us felt any pain when we were getting the freezing.
Nothing at all.
I didn't feel anything. Now there's different techniques. So, you know, I want to say near painless. I'm going to say it's way better than the typical injection, right? Because that's the thing that everybody comes in, they're like, oh, is there any other way? And for so long I was like, well, like, no, I mean, there are other things, but they're not great, you know? And so we finally found this system, and we said, well, let's try it. And we got the demo, and now we bought 3 units, and we're going to get trained on it. So hopefully we'll be able to offer this like near pain-free anesthesia for the future.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up? Or?
Oh, how much do you want to know?
Well, one more.
Okay.
One more.
Let me think of what the best one is going to be. There's so many that we've added to, like dental monitoring, so that people getting ortho or Invisalign don't have to come into the office as much. They can just take scans of their teeth at home using this little scan box that we have. That's something we just implemented. Wow. There's something called PRF, platelet-rich fibrin, which is where, now this sounds a little bit barbaric, but you take someone's own blood, you draw their blood, you spin it in a centrifuge, and you draw out the PRF, and then you're able to actually use it to help with healing. So say someone has like wisdom teeth extractions, you actually put their own healing factors back into their extraction socket, and it helps to prevent like dry socket. It helps to speed up healing.
Wow.
Some people use it to help with like hair, help to prevent hair thinning and induce
Really?
hair growth. It's pretty crazy. So we haven't gotten the training yet on that, but it's something that we're actively looking into.
Yeah, but you guys are always doing training for something. Right?
Always, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
crazy.
limitless what the technology where it takes you. Yeah.
And I would say I'm probably a bit of a CE junkie. So like dentists and all of the dental team has to get their education every year. Yeah. And I usually take like double what I need to, which is maybe like not smart from like a financial perspective because you're paying for all of this stuff. And so I find it's almost like we take more than we can implement. Like our cup is just like filling over with all of the stuff that we're learning all the time. So my goal is to kind of like slow down and try to implement some of this stuff so that we can kind of like keep up at the pace that we're going with learning with implementing at the office.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what steps do you take to make dental visits a comfortable experience for patients, especially those who might be, a little nervous?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like we get a lot of really nervous patients. There's so many things. First of all, I think a lot of it is just our team being very warm and welcoming and caring when people walk in the door. Dentistry is getting to be much more of an experience than, it used to be. You go to the dentist, you have all the dentist smells, you come in, you like tell them you're there, you go in, you get frozen, you walk out, and now it's much more like, you come in, you're greeted very, very nicely, very warmly. There's a TV playing, there's a fireplace, there's coffee that you can have, there's snacks, and, so it's getting to be much more of this kind of like, I'm going to the spa. I'm not just going to the dentist. It's a little bit more of an experience than it used to be.
It did feel like that. Yeah. Last time I went, I got to watch wrestling on Netflix.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to stay a little bit longer.
Right. And that's like the goal is to make it a place where people enjoy coming to. And there's some things that we can't help. Like we have to give freezing. There's sometimes people are in pain and we have to try to get them out of pain. And, it's still going to be that. But we do the best that we can to make it more of just like a warm place where people kind of like look forward to coming to. So, there's that, just like our team training and everybody just trying to deliver kind of like the best experience possible. We have TVs in the ceiling. We have, what else do we have? We have TVs in the ceiling. We have blankets. We have neck pillows that we can offer to people. We actually have like heated blankets now that we can give to people with nitrous oxide, oral sedation. There's tons of different ways that we can kind of just calm people during their appointments.
Yeah.
We just implemented an adult prize bin. So we have like the kids prize bin where they get to go and get a prize after. And we just implemented this adult prize bin, which has been kind of cool. Usually new patients will give them kind of like a gift at their first visit just to let them know that they're welcome.
Oh, okay. Like what kind of things?
Like in the adult prize bin or the new patient
for the
gift.
adults. It's not like a toothbrush or something.
No, you can't. I think we have really nice toothbrushes in there.
We
get the Curaprox toothbrushes, which are like Swiss quality, and it has like this many. Anyways, so some people choose that.
I'm pretty old fashioned. I've got the one that.
Yeah.
It doesn't brush itself.
Right.
Yeah.
But we do have, let me think, Kennedy did this. She has just like little items. There's like maybe like lip glosses, keychains. There's, I haven't looked in it for a while, but there's some cute little things in there. So, it's just kind of like, we had a lot of adults saying, where's my prize? I'm coming in and doing the same thing as my kid and they're getting a prize. Like, just kind of, I think in jest, but we were like, well, that's not a bad idea. Just get some little, cute stuff that the adults can choose from.
All part of the experience.
There's like beer koozies and, Yeah.
Yeah, all part of the experience. Yeah. So as a mom, do your kids ever inspire ideas for making your practice more family friendly?
Yeah, they do actually. Well, first of all, I find that I can empathize with parents a lot better by having kids because my kids are not, you'd think that dentist kids would be perfect at the dentist. And they are probably the worst kids at the dentist.
Well, you have 2 boys, right?
I have 2 boys, yeah. And whenever I have to bring them in, they're screaming and yelling, and and then usually I have to take them back to daycare, and I have to bring them screaming and yelling through all of my other patients and be like, sorry, it's just my kids. So yeah, I think just like having an understanding for like, sometimes kids, we don't want to traumatize them, right? We want to give them a really good experience at the dentist. And sometimes with kids, like we just can't get treatment done that day, and we have to kind of sacrifice, okay, like we're going to get this done today over like we want to make sure that time after time when they come back, they're going to have a good experience. They're going to enjoy coming here. And I think just like understanding the struggles of like, pinning your kid down and brushing their teeth. Like I get it because I have kids that are strong-willed and stubborn and they don't like having their teeth brushed. So I get that, okay, like you as a parent, I understand that it's hard to sometimes get your kid to get their teeth cleaned, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, originally when we started the practice, a big part of it was for our kids. Like we wanted to show them that, if you have a dream, if you have something that you want to accomplish, you can do it. There's nothing that you can't do. And it just takes hard work and a dream and, doing it. So
For sure. So Ball Family Dental is so much more than just a dental practice. It's really part of the community. How do you connect with patients and give back to the Flagstaff County area?
So I would say, we try as much as we can. It does end up being very overwhelming and very busy a lot of the time, but whenever someone comes to us and says, hey, can you sponsor this or can you support this? We pretty much never say no.
Yeah.
We always try to give back because this is the community that built us. I mean, it's because of the support of the community that we've had the success that we have. And so we're always trying to give back. I know, early on when I had a little bit more time, we did kind of like a fundraising concert where I actually played my violin at the Pleasanton Church supporting like the first team. What was it? It was actually it was Caravan. We were raising money for Caravan.
Yeah.
And so, we've done things like that nowadays, just because we are so busy. Like we're always looking for ways to give back and support, and we're still brainstorming more ways that we can do it this year. But right now, we at one point we made night guards for a hockey team. We just kind of did it for free, and we made these custom appliances. But yeah, we're just always looking for ways that we can kind of support and reach out and give back.
Well, I always see your name on different events.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
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 And then I also have to mention, your social media is so it's great.
Aw, thank you.
I love what you guys do on Instagram.
Thanks.
Bring some humor to the whole experience. But yeah. So you're definitely out there and people know about you. So, can you share a memorable story or experience with a patient that reinforced why you love what you do?
I would say really any time that someone says, you know what, this is different. I've never been treated this way at my dental visit before. The way that you guys just go above and beyond and care and reach out after. We always do follow-up checks after pretty much every appointment where, we do anything to anyone. We follow up and make sure that they're doing okay. Some of the really memorable ones are where we change someone's smile. When they didn't want to smile before and now they come in and they're just beaming because we, straightened their teeth or we did bonding and we helped to give them that smile confidence. And I find that is really life-changing for people. Like just having that smile, when you smile more, you're happier, like you release, happy hormones in your body. So those have been some really cool experiences. And sometimes even when we do, free work for people or we decide, okay, you know what, this person doesn't have the money, but they're deserving and we're just going to do this smile giveaway. Those have been some really rewarding cases. And I think for the team also, it's just really made us feel like we're doing good work and we, are helping someone, right?
Yeah, knowing that you can really make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So between running a dental practice and being a busy mother of two, how do you find time to unwind and maintain a good work-life balance?
I haven't figured it out yet.
No.
Sorry. No, I'm lucky because I probably have a personality that's a little bit more of like an Energizer bunny.
Yeah.
But I still get tired and burnt out sometimes and things pile up and sometimes I'm late for things and I fall behind. But I think just like any business owner or entrepreneur, sometimes our prime work hours are between between 9 p.m. and 12 p.m., when our kids are in bed, and that's just when we have to get stuff done. And,
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Because, setting up this interview, I think I was getting emails from you right before midnight. I'm
right.
Like, do you ever sleep?
Well, I'm trying to get better at it because I know that burnout is a thing and it can happen.
Yeah.
But when I look at my genetics, I look at my dad who, started a farm when he was 19 and he was a very hard worker and, just never stopped, just, always working out in the shop late and everything. And I think I have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that. But I also know that, we need to make time for family. We need to try to find that balance. So I'm still working on it. I'm still struggling with it a bit. But I'm trying. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever bring music into the dental office, and have your patients experienced any serenades during cleanings?
Not
anything like that.
Well, okay, maybe a couple of times, because let me think. I had a patient who played an instrument, and we were going to be playing for an event together. So we did practice outside the office, like kind of right on Main Street there.
Yeah.
We practiced music, and that was kind of fun. And we had some patients walking out, like taking videos. Our hold music is actually me playing my violin. So
really?
If you want to hear it, just call in and ask to be put on hold. We're going to get so many phone calls now. Everyone being like, can you put me on hold?
Oh, that's great.
Just make sure you hold the phone away from your face, because the volume is a little bit loud, and I haven't figured out how to adjust that yet.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, actually, it's kind of funny, because if my mom plays piano, and sometimes we'll have events that we need to practice for, like a wedding, or one of our team members got married recently, and we played music for her wedding. So she'll keep her keyboard there, and then after everything is done for the day, we'll set up and just practice in the office, kind of in the reception area.
Oh, very cool.
But I don't think I've really serenaded anybody while they're having their cleaning done.
Yeah, I just thought I'd check.
We'll see. Maybe when you come and have your cleaning done, I'll pull out the violin and
sure.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So if you could create a theme song for Ball Family Dental, what would it be? What would it sound like?
Right. Okay, I was thinking about this. I guess it depends what kind of show it was going to be. If it was like a funny, cutesy show, we have 2 sets of sisters at our office. We have the Klatt sisters, and we have the Simpson sisters. And the Simpson sisters work very closely together. And so sometimes I'll walk into the office and they're working, and it's like the Simpsons,
Oh, yeah.
And or potentially The Office, because I find a lot of people come in and they watch The Office on TV.
Yeah,
so I hear that theme song all the time, like walking from op to op. Da 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 dum dum da 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 dum da. That one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I watch The Office. Yeah.
Or it would be probably country, because we always listen to. It would be some country song.
Yeah,
because we listen to country all the time. All our girls love country, so
cool.
It would be one of those 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I'll probably ask you to place a little something, after we're done, because I know you've got a patient in about 20 minutes you got to see. So, but what's one thing most people don't know about you or your practice that might surprise them?
We're pretty much an open book. We put a lot out there.
Yeah.
I think just a lot of the work that we do towards not just the dentistry side of things, but also towards the culture building.
Yeah.
We have a social committee, and we do a lot with our team. We try to do like drinks and appetizers. We have kind of like fun colored scrub days every so often. We take our team on lots of trips, which I think a lot of people know because they've seen it on social media.
Yeah.
But we're just like we work hard at trying to be a very close-knit team.
Yeah, it looks like a fun place to work, and it's really a family, right?
Yeah, and honestly, like our team members are amazing. Like they're carrying the practice on their backs, and just like how much our team members do. And sometimes they have discouraging days. There's times when it seems like nothing is working right, and I think being a business owner now, I understand why you should never call a place and just like let someone have it on the phone, because usually they're not even the person that is responsible for whatever it is that you're unhappy about, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of like, for me, maybe since becoming a business owner, I have a lot more empathy for when things aren't happening perfectly in my experience as a client or as a patient somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a lot more empathy for people, and realizing, okay, there's a lot going on behind the scenes there. I think feedback is great, but I think, and I used to be one of those people that would kind of like call and be really annoyed and, like let someone have, I want to let someone have it, right? But I think just like understanding that there's a lot going on and people are doing their best, and, we're trying to accommodate everyone and make everyone happy. And sometimes it's very difficult.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of want to just look ahead a little bit. What are your goals for Ball Family Dental in the next few years? That's both in terms of patient care and community involvement. Okay,
so, this is something that we haven't really, so this might be like a secret revealed on your podcast.
Oh, yeah? All right.
I think most people kind of have an inkling that this is happening, but we are expanding our office soon.
Oh, very cool.
So that's in the works. We bought the lot right next to our office, and we're going to be expanding our building onto that lot.
So is that that's the lot where they used to have a skating rink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I can't speak to necessarily how soon it's going to happen because we're in the works right now, and with our initial business that was delayed by over a year. So I can't say exactly when it's going to happen, but we are actively working on it. We have designs and plans. We're hoping to bring out more providers, more hygienists, more dentists, assistants. We're looking into having more people on our team trained. So just so that we can provide care for more people. And it seems like there are more people kind of moving out here from the cities.
Yeah. We
have much better, housing prices and everything. And so there's a lot of people coming to retire out here. They sell their expensive property on Vancouver Island and they come out here. So, a lot of that. And also we're trying to get really organized with some of our outreach efforts. Again, it's just sometimes it feels like you're on a train that's moving and you don't really have time to stop and fix the train, but we're trying to kind of get ahead of it and figure out, okay, what are some of our things that we're going to do? Are we going to do like a free smile day? Are we going to, go and volunteer at the food bank? So we're trying to get some of those things and have kind of like a firm plan for the year on what we're going to be doing.
Wow.
So
that is exciting news.
Yeah.
So that's a Flagstaff County podcast exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So would that be like a separate building, or are you going to add on?
We're going to add on.
Add on and make it all one giant building? And
that's the plan. We don't have it all figured out yet, and I'm not going to put a timeline on it because I did with my first business, and we were over a year past, but we made it happen still.
That's very cool. So how many dentists are there total now?
Right now, we have myself, Dr. Colby, who comes and usually takes wisdom teeth out on Wednesday evenings. He's really good at it. And then we actually just hired another dentist who's going to be starting part-time. Her name is Dr. Brar.
Oh, yeah, I saw that announcement.
Yeah, and so the plan is, we'll see how things go. If she enjoys it out here and everything is working well, the plan is that she's going to come out and work full-time once our expansion is underway.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, so what advice would you give to someone considering a career in dentistry?
I would say really go and watch someone. There seems to be this mindset out there that if you want to just like be rolling in piles of money, go and become a dentist, which I don't think is true anymore because of the incredible amount of debt that it takes to become a dentist. When I went to dental school, it was the most expensive program at the U of A.
Yeah. Now
I think the cost has doubled. So the costs keep going up and up. So you have to make sure that you love it, first of all.
Yeah.
Don't just do it because you want to be rich.
But you got to pay for all the technology too.
And if you want to own a business, you have to. I mean, we're probably going to be in debt for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, we love it, right? And so it's something that I'm okay because I would probably, make sure it's something that you would do it for free, because you love it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I feel about debt. Obviously, I wish I could do it for free, but I can't because I have to pay back all my loans and debt and everything, right? Yeah. But make sure it's something that you love and not just something that you want to make money from, because I've seen people graduate from dentistry thinking, well, it's just like a license to print money, right?
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a lot of hard work, and you have to really, and there is success. There are, like fruits at the end of it, but there's a lot of work and a lot of just like persistence and a lot of hard things that come before that. So,
well, that's awesome. It's awesome to have you here because now people don't have to go to Camrose. They don't have to go to Edmonton. I mean, you're right here in our backyard, and it's a 10-minute drive for me, and I don't have to miss very much time at work.
Well, and I do appreciate all the support from the community because I get that people could go to the city, they could go, like people have to make Costco runs and stuff like that, but I do appreciate that people support local, and I find being a local business, I understand a lot more how when you support local, it goes around and it makes your community better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I'd say Ball Family Dental makes our community better for sure. So anything else you'd like to mention? I know we kind of covered, quite a bit of territory, but it's been great having you and, finding a little bit more about you. But anything else you'd like to mention about the practice or anything else that you want people to know? Just,
how much we appreciate our team members. Like, I really couldn't do any of it without them. And also our family. I mean, we both, Jeff and I, are lucky to have very supportive family members. And I think that's also something, if you're going to go into business or you're going to, do anything, you need to have that support network, because you can't do it alone. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you can, but I couldn't. Maybe some people could, or then, they're very strong and they, have good, mental fortitude, but it would be a lot harder without having the support that we have, and without having those great people behind us. So, and also Flagstaff County, we've gained a lot of support from just the county and the programs. We've accessed programs that have paid for training for some of our people. So, it's just been really amazing with all of the support and the community mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ball. It's been a pleasure speaking with you on the Flagstaff County podcast, and I guess we'll just play a song that kind of play the podcast out.
I'll do Danny Boy. That's something that a lot of people like.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.